What makes Liverpool's start to the season even more remarkable is the fact that everything they have achieved so far has come in spite of an injury list that grows bigger by the week. After cruising into the last 16 of the Europa League, taking over at the top of the Premier League, and booking their place in the fourth round of the FA Cup with a superb, gutsy victory at title rivals Arsenal, the Reds put one foot in the Carabao Cup final on Wednesday with a comeback 2-1 win at home to Fulham. Jurgen Klopp was without 10 players for the semi-final first leg clash, with Mohamed, Salah and Wataru Endo, who are away with Egypt and Japan at the Africa Cup of Nations and Asian Cup respectively, joining injured first team stars and available to the Reds boss. And ahead of that encounter at the Vitality Stadium on January 21st, here is a roundup of those players currently sidelined for Liverpool and their expected return dates. Dominic Szoboszlai has missed the last two matches after sustaining a hamstring injury in the 4-2 home win over Newcastle United on New Year's Day. The Hungary midfielder though is back running. Expected return date Wednesday, January 24. Trent Alexander-Arnold came as a bombshell when, just before his press conference to preview the semi-final first leg with Fulham, assistant manager Pep Lijnders confirmed that key man Trent Alexander-Arnold had become the club's latest injury victim. Expected return date early February. Trent Alexander-Arnold's injury means the Reds are currently without both of their first-choice fullbacks. However, Andy Robertson is set to make a timely return this month after being out since dislocating his shoulder on international duty with Scotland in October. The left-back was forced to undergo surgery and has therefore missed Liverpool's rise to the top of the Premier League and Scotland's successful Euro 2024 qualification bid. Expected return date late January. The Reds are currently operating without an out left back after Kostas Tsimikas, who had been deputing for Robertson, suffered a nasty injury in the 1-1 Premier League draw at home to Arsenal last month. Expected return date late January. Thiago Alcantara has a future for Liverpool in their win over West Ham United last April. A hip issue has proven problematic for the midfielder, who underwent surgery in a bid to bring an end to the problem, and it has been confirmed that Thiago will not train with the first team until next month. Expected return date sometime in February. Stefan Bajcetic has endured a frustrating period in his fledgling Reds career after a number of injury problems. He enjoyed a strong debut campaign last season, but saw it end prematurely after suffering a stress response in his adductor in March. Bajcetic returned in September with outings in the Carabao Cup and Europa League, but his involvement against LASK Linz proved to be his last after suffering a calf issue. Expected return date sometime in February. Joel Matip is recovering from surgery after suffering an anterior cruciate ligament injury. The 32-year-old, who is the final months of his contract at Anfield, is likely to miss the rest of the season. The centre-back was left stricken on the Anfield turf in the 70th minute of the dramatic Premier League 4-3 win over Fulham in December after an off-the-ball incident. Expected return date unknown. Endo is out long-term with a serious knee injury sustained in playing for the under-21s last month. Pep Lijnders recently said of Doug's condition, "That's not a good one." He treated his lateral meniscus, which needs surgery. Expected return date unknown.